It's Berlin, deep in the chaos of World War II. Adolf Hitler sits with his behavior coach, Keppel, frustration etched on his face. He's irritated about the way people greet him, dismissing the Nazi salute as outdated, but insisting they at least raise their hands to the wrist in respect. The scene shifts abruptly. Hitler awakens, sprawled on the forest floor, staring up at a sky free of enemy planes. He assumes they've paused their assault. A soccer ball rolls to a stop beside him, startling him. Rising, he brushes past bushes toward a nearby building. 3 curious kids approach, asking if he's hurt. Gazing at them, he sees the future of his nation. He inquires about the nearest street, his mind racing. Nearby, a reporter named Fabian Sawatsky films the children, catching Hitler in the frame's edge. Dusting off his army cap, Hitler mutters to himself about heading to the Führer bunker. Stepping onto a bustling street, he's stunned by people zipping by on monowheel bikes. Cameras flash as passers-by, snap photos of him, leaving him bewildered. He muses that while the war's rubble is gone, the people seem unhinged. Touching a sleek, modern car, he wonders if he slipped into a coma and missed Germany's victory. Unsettled and disoriented, he resolves to gather more information. Approaching a man to ask about the chancellery, he's met with a request for a selfie instead. The constant camera flashes overwhelm him, and he concludes something's gone terribly wrong here. As he wanders, a woman speaking German on her phone catches his attention. He asks her the date, but she panics, spraying his eyes with pepper spray. Blinded, his vision blurry and eyes stinging, he stumbles to a nearby newsstand. There, a newspaper's headline shocks him. October 3, 2014. The impossible date sends him collapsing to the ground. Elsewhere, at a TV station, the boss, Karner, praises deputy head Christoph Sensenbrink for his stellar work, hinting at a promotion. Instead, he names Katja Bellini as the new managing director, leaving Christoph stunned and furious. Back at his office, Christoph unleashes his frustration on struggling filmmaker Fabian Sawatsky, firing him and having security escort him out. 8. Back at the newsstand, Hitler regains consciousness and demands the shopkeeper confirm the date. It's 2014, no mistake. Confused, he accuses the shopkeeper of kidnapping him, suspecting an enemy plot. He threatens violence, but the shopkeeper calmly hands him a chocolate bar. Struggling to open it, Hitler sniffs the candy, calling it industrially pressed grain, and asking if bread shortages persist. The shopkeeper, mistaking him for an actor, asks if a documentary is being filmed nearby, and remarks on his uncanny resemblance to the Führer. Hitler snaps back that he is the Führer. Spotting a Turkish newspaper, Hitler demands to know if the shop carries Der Stürmer or Panzerbeer. The shopkeeper explains his Turkish clientele, shocking Hitler with the presence of Turks in Berlin. He dives into the newspapers, piecing together that Germany lost the war and is now led by incompetent women with the charm of a soggy noodle. He mourns Poland's existence and deems the war a futile disaster. Meanwhile, Fabian, heartbroken over his firing, watches his soccer report footage at home. His mother pauses the video, spotting Hitler in the background, sparking Fabian's curiosity about this lookalike. At the newsstand, the shopkeeper tells Hitler to stop reading and step outside, suggesting he clean his filthy uniform. Grumbling about being ordered to work, Hitler heads to a laundromat, requesting they wash his uniform and provide a spare outfit so he doesn't leave naked. Later, he returns to the newsstand in jeans and a sweater. Fabian, tracking him down, is struck by his appearance and proposes filming him as he navigates modern Germany. Hitler agrees, intrigued. Fabian borrows money and a car from his mother, and the two set off. At a hotel, Hitler marvels at a television, captivated by its glow. He decides to use Fabian's project to discuss politics, interviewing people about their views. He senses widespread discontent and suppressed anger, reminiscent of the 1930s, though people lack the term political disenchantment. Some complain about immigrants, prompting Hitler to argue that mixing races fails. Later, Fabian asks about his distinctive mustache. Hitler explains he trimmed it to fit a gas mask. At a farm, a dog bites Hitler and he shoots it in a rage. Fabian, horrified, confiscates the gun and scolds him. Loam. Running low on funds, Fabian suggests Hitler draw sketches for passersby. His sarcastic caricatures amuse people, earning enough money to continue their journey. Back in town, Fabian shows Christoph a viral video of Hitler, racking up views online. Impressed, Christoph asks for Hitler's contact, but meeting him, deems him unhinged and orders Fabian to remove him. Before leaving, Hitler storms into Bellini's office, proposing they save Germany together. Intrigued, she instructs her assistant to create a TV format for him. Fabian threatens Christoph to reinstate his job or lose Hitler. Christoph reluctantly makes him a kitchen boy, promising a future editorial role. At the TV studio, Hitler gets a desk, and Christoph assigns Kromayer to help him with computers. Hitler praises computers as a monumental invention, but fumes when Kromayer says his name is taken online, opting for New Reich's Chancellery as his email. Christoph, still bitter about Bellini's promotion, plans to sabotage her by putting Hitler on the comedy show Whoa Dude, hoping to stir controversy with racist jokes and oust him. On the show, host Witzigmann introduces Hitler, and the audience murmurs about his appearance. When Hitler takes the stage, his piercing gaze silences the room. Ignoring the script's immigrant jokes, he calls TV a brilliant invention misused for nonsense. He rails against poverty and unemployment, warning that Germany is sleepwalking toward ruin. Vowing to fight this decline, he wins the crowd's applause. Jealous, Witzigmann seethes, but Bellini orders Christoph to feature Hitler on every show, foiling his plan. Hitler's fame skyrockets as he appears on multiple TV programs, proclaiming his mission to restore Germany's greatness. He meets party leaders, charming them with his ideas. At the NPD headquarters, he confronts federal chairman Ulf Bern, mocking his party's stagnation and declaring their efforts have set the movement back decades. Meanwhile, police and the district attorney visit the studio, citing a complaint about hate law violations. Christoph suggests canceling Hitler's show, but the DA permits it to continue, relieving Bellini and frustrating Christoph. Kromayer hands Christoph a letter demanding payment for the dog Hitler shot, which he sees as another chance to cause trouble. Bay. On a TV program, Hitler faces tough questions about his wartime actions. The host shows the dog shooting clip, upsetting the audience. Enraged, Hitler threatens to turn the studio into a tank parking lot. The backlash delights Christoph, and Bellini is fired, with Christoph taking her place as manager. Hitler moves in with Fabian, marveling at his strange path and beginning his second book, which soon hits the market. At the studio, a meeting reveals the company's massive losses. Christoph hopes Witzigmann's show will recover them, but learns Witzigmann quit. An employee suggests bringing Hitler back, piquing Christoph's interest. He offers Fabian $1 million to fund their film if they let the studio broadcast it. At Kromeyer's house, her grandmother recognizes Hitler, accusing him of genocide and calling him a criminal. In the car, Hitler mocks Jews, disappointing Fabian. On set, Fabian asks Hitler to recount how he arrived in 2014, but Hitler can't recall what happened before the soccer ball. That night, thugs attack Hitler, praising him for taking Germany back before beating him. He wakes in a hospital, where Bellini visits. Meanwhile, Fabian reviews his soccer footage, noticing Hitler rising from the ground near a sign marking the Führer bunker's historical site. Rushing to the hospital, Fabian learns Hitler's at the shooting set. He tells Bellini he believes Hitler is the real Führer, but she dismisses him. Guards try to restrain Fabian, but he escapes. At the set, Fabian confronts Hitler with a gun, demanding his true identity. Hitler insists he's never claimed to be anyone else. Fabian accuses him of manipulating people with propaganda. Hitler counters that in 1933, people knowingly elected a leader who shared his vision. Fabian, furious, takes him to a rooftop, calling him a monster. Hitler retorts that ordinary people chose him because they shared his values. In a rage, Fabian shoots Hitler, who falls to the street below. Yet Hitler's voice echoes, saying no German can erase him, and he reappears behind Fabian. Suddenly, Bellini calls cut, revealing it's a film shoot, with an actor playing Fabian. The crew cheers. Hitler asks the team to honor absent comrades. Elsewhere, Kromayer weeps, watching the real Fabian through a mental ward window. Hitler and Bellini sign autographs and give interviews as the film succeeds. On the street, passers-by greet Hitler warmly, showing their admiration.